Welcome to Bedtime Stories. My name is Mia. Thank you for your company tonight. Tonight's story is about the last drop of water. In a land where the sun blazed fiercely and the sands stretched endlessly, there lived a little girl named Zara. Zara was a curious and brave girl, always ventured out to explore the vast desert on her doorstep. The desert was a place of many secrets, and Zara loved to imagine what treasures might be hidden beneath its golden dunes. One particularly hot day, while wandering farther than she ever had before, Zara stumbled upon something extraordinary. As she climbed a tall dune, she noticed a faint sparkle in the distance. Her heart raced with excitement. What could it be? She wondered. Her curiosity piqued. She hurried down the dune, her feet kicking up clouds of sand. As she approached the source of the sparkle, she discovered an ancient, weathered bottle half buried in the sand. With trembling hands, she pulled it out and held it up to the light. Inside, there was a single drop of water. Zara's eyes widened in astonishment. Water was the most precious resource in the desert, and finding even a single drop was like discovering a hidden treasure. Zara carefully placed the bottle in her satchel and hurried back to her village. She couldn't wait to show her discovery to her grandfather, who was the village elder and the keeper of many ancient stories. "Grandfather, look what I found," Zara exclaimed, bursting into his hut. Her grandfather, a wise old man with twinkling eyes, took the bottle and examined it closely. A smile spread across his face. "Ah, Zara," he said, "you have found something truly remarkable. This is no ordinary drop of water. It is said to be the last drop of water from the legendary oasis of life, a magical place that once existed within the desert." Zara's eyes sparkled with wonder. "The oasis of life? What's that, grandfather?" Her grandfather settled back into his chair, ready to tell the tale. Many years ago, there was a beautiful oasis hidden within the heart of the desert. It was a place of lush greenery, vibrant flowers, and crystal clear water that never ran dry. The oasis was a sanctuary for all living creatures, providing life and sustenance in the harsh desert. But one day, an evil sorcerer, jealous of its beauty, cast a spell to dry up the oasis. All that remained was this single drop of water, served in this bottle. Zara's heart filled with determination. "Grandfather, we must find the oasis of life and restore it. The desert is so harsh, and our village needs water. This drop could be the key to bringing life back to the desert." Her grandfather nodded, his eyes filled with pride. "You are brave, Zara. The journey to the heart of the desert is perilous. You will need guidance and protection." "I can do it, grandfather," Zara said, her voice steady. "I have to try." And so, with her grandfather's blessing, Zara set off on her journey. She packed her satchel with a few provisions, including the precious bottle, and began her trek into the vast desert. The desert was unforgiving. The sun beat down relentlessly, and the sands seemed to stretch on forever. But Zara pressed on, driven by her determination and the hope of finding the oasis of life. As she traveled, she encountered many challenges. She faced scorching heat during the day and freezing cold at night. She had to navigate through treacherous sandstorms and avoid dangerous creatures that roamed the desert. But Zara's courage never wavered. One evening, as she was setting up camp, she heard a soft, rustling sound. She turned to see a small, scruffy fox watching her from a distance. The fox's eyes were bright and intelligent, and it seemed to be curious about her. "Hello there," Zara said gently. Are you lost too? The fox tilted its head, and then, to Zara's surprise, approached her. It sniffed at her satchel, where the bottle of water was kept, and then looked up at her with a pleading expression. Are you thirsty? Zara asked, her heart aching for the little creature. She opened the bottle and carefully let a single drop of water fall onto her hand. The fox eagerly licked it up, its eyes shining with gratitude. You're welcome, Zara said with a smile. I guess we can help each other. From that moment on, the fox became Zara's loyal companion. She named him Fennec, after the desert foxes that were known for their large ears and keen senses. Fennec had an uncanny ability to find hidden paths and sources of shade, making the journey a little less arduous. As they traveled deeper into the desert, they came across an ancient ruin. Zara felt a shiver of excitement. Could this be a clue to the location of the oasis of life? Exploring the ruins, Zara discovered carvings on the walls that depicted a lush oasis and a group of people gathered around a shimmering pool of water. There were also symbols that looked like a map. This must be it, Fennec, Zara exclaimed. These carvings must show the way to the oasis. With renewed hope, Zara studied the map carefully. It pointed towards a distant mountain range, far beyond the horizon. The journey to the mountains was long and grueling, but Zara and Fennec pressed on. They climbed steep dunes and crossed rocky terrain, their spirits lifted with the thought of the oasis that awaited them. Finally, they reached the base of the mountains. Zara could see a narrow path winding its way up. The air was cooler here, and the landscape began to change, with patches of green appearing among the rocks. As they climbed higher, Zara noticed something extraordinary. The plants and flowers growing along the path were unlike any she had seen before. They were vibrant and lush, as if they were being nourished by a hidden source of water. We must be getting close, Zara said, her voice filled with anticipation. At last, they reached the top of the mountain. Before them lay a hidden valley, and in the center of the valley was a sparkling pool of water surrounded by lush vegetation. It was the oasis of life. Zara's heart swelled with joy. She carefully took the bottle from her satchel and approached the pool. She could feel the magic of the oasis calling to her. With a deep breath, she opened the bottle and let the last drop of water fall into the pool. As it touched the surface, a radiant light spread through the water, and the entire oasis seemed to come alive. The pool began to expand, and water flowed freely, revitalizing the plants and trees. Birds and animals appeared, drawn to the life-giving water. The oasis was restored to its former glory. Zara watched in awe as the desert around the oasis began to transform. The harsh sands softened, and patches of greenery spread outwards, bringing new life to the barren land. With the oasis restored, Zara and Fennec made their way back to their village. The journey was much easier now, with the desert slowly blooming into a more hospitable place. When they arrived, the villagers were overjoyed to see Zara safe and sound. They listened in amazement as she told them about her journey and the restoration of the oasis of life. Her grandfather hugged her tightly, his eyes filled with pride. You have done something truly remarkable, Zara. You have brought life back to the desert and hope to our village. The restored oasis became a sanctuary for all who lived in the desert. It provided water, food, and shelter, transforming the harsh landscape into a place of beauty and abundance. Zara's bravery and determination had changed the fate of her village and the desert itself. She had discovered the last drop of water and unlocked the magic of the oasis of life. And so, the story of Zara and her incredible journey spread far and wide, inspiring others to believe in the power of hope and the magic that could be found in even the most unlikely places. Years passed, and the desert continued to thrive. Zara grew up, but she never forgot the adventure that had changed her life. She often visited the oasis with Fennec by her side, marveling at the beauty that had been restored. The oasis of life remained a symbol of hope and renewal, a testament to the power of one brave girl and a single drop of water. It reminded everyone that even in the harshest conditions, life could find a way to bloom and flourish. And as the sun set over the oasis, casting a golden glow over the water and the vibrant flowers, Zara knew the magic of the oasis would live on forever, bringing life and joy to the desert for generations to come.